This fall, we here at First Pres Berkeley have been engaged in the complicated art of conversation. Instead of just keeping to ourselves, we have been turning towards each other and asking questions, but not the ones you'd expect to talk about at church. No, the kind of questions you could ask a dear friend over coffee or a complete stranger in line at the grocery store. Questions like, what's your name? What do you do for a living? How are you? But this Sunday, our question takes a bit of a religious turn. Where do you worship? Now, it's probably been a while since you asked a friend, let alone a stranger, that question. But there was a time when that wasn't the case, a time when religious worship was an assumed part of our lives. But not so much anymore, especially here in Berkeley. A recent Gallup poll shows that San Francisco is the least churched metro area in the entire United States of America. Gone are the days when a majority of us are spending a portion of our week looking up to the heavens in search of wisdom and meaning and hope. But as late novelist David Foster Wallace once said, in the day-to-day trenches of adult life, there is no such thing as not worshiping. Everybody worships. The only choice we get is what to worship. And I would add to that who and where we get to worship. For example, is your God only found in the hollowed walls of a sanctuary? Do you only worship in places where your name is on the membership rolls? Do you only sit in pews with people whose names you already know or those who read the Bible like you? Where do you worship? Or maybe the better question is, where do you find God? Now, here's the good news. God's presence is not limited to our human buildings and imaginations. No, as Exodus reminds us in the construction of the tabernacle, as Scripture reminds us in the person of Jesus Christ, God's dwelling place was always meant to be on the move, traveling before and behind and alongside God's beloved people to remind us of one simple and yet essential truth. Exodus 29. I will dwell among the Israelites and I will be their God. And they shall know that I am the Lord their God who brought them out of the land of Egypt that I might dwell among them. So this Sunday, friends, we are going to take this passage literally. This Sunday, we are going to take our worship on the road. We are going to be a church on the move, which means your homework is rather simple. Go and be where God dwells. Just don't come to First Pres Berkeley. Why? Well, it's not because we don't love you or want to see you. It's because we believe that God is much bigger than this place. And if you still don't know where to go, we have a few ideas. Go and attend worship at one of our sister churches that worshiped with us this past September. Or hit up one of your neighborhood parish gatherings. Or if you really want to get a move on, go serve at the First Pres water station for the Berkeley Half Marathon. Better yet, go to your local church, regardless of denomination, and meet some of your neighbors. Plan a picnic at the park and use the very questions we've been asking each other. But whatever you do, wherever you go, whoever you are with, don't forget that the Spirit of our amazing God goes before and behind and alongside you wherever you go. So, beloved, let me ask you one more time. Where do you worship?